Hey people, Intro here, 3v3, capturing Purification Plant, blue team is double Eversor assassins. We have Archick, and this is MangoCheese. These fellas are melee heroes, risk reward brawlers that explode on death. Alongside them, Grapefruit Jeff is a Farseer support hero fighting in melee combat, some powerful buffs and control. On the red team, kesuga7 with a Warboss, a melee hero walking through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Looks like the Goths elite scheme recolored into green. Alongside, the line guy and a Hive Tyrant, a very durable hero walking through objects, cannot be suppressed with powerful offense, disruption and support, begins in melee with a basic synapse. I shall call you Salvador. And rounding off the teams, Stalker and an Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura, and this is the Blood Angels elite scheme with a Death Company Apothecary up against the Eversor on the eastern side. A little bit of action on the west. Eversor looking for a fight, meets some shooter boys and backs away. Triple Stormtroopers here for Mango. Archick does have the strike squad up. Howling Banshees for Jeff, double Termagants and double shooters for the Xenos, and of course a single Tactical Marine for Stalker. Very rare that you see double scouts coming in a 3v3, kicking off 2v2 fight on the west side. Guardians got a bit close. Here's more of them. They're also in risk of getting a bit close here. Banshee's not engaging. No sign of a guide from the Farseer. She's immediately getting the Spirit Stones here. Not the first power purchase you'd expect to see. What are the Banshees doing? Getting knocked over by the Hive Tyrant. They're in a bit of trouble now, actually. They need to leave. Back towards the west a bit more. Sluggers chasing back some Stormtroopers. These guys do have their Sergeant for that impact grenade. Warboss is nice and healthy. So is the Hive Tyrant. The big melee heroes here taking barely any damage so far. Eversor with a good knockback. Scouts are wiping, I think. Scouts just wiped for Stalker. Apothecary also down. More Tactical Marines on the way. Hive Tyrant chases off the rest of the Eldar. Can they power bash really early on here? I mean, you'd expect a very aggressive start from a Tyranid and Orc duo, and that's what we've gotten. Need to be careful not to overextend this push, losing stuff. Need to know when to back off here, preferably in fighting condition and not just a big old retreat. Here come the Howling Banshee taking damage as they approach, which is just something that's going to happen, but the Spirit Stone's heal should be in there now, right? Did not use it. Also hasn't used Guide. Farseer not really using her abilities in these fights so far. The Hormagaunts just wiped there. Termagant's getting quite low also. And there's a Purgation squad. That's a good choice against the big Warboss and the Hive Tyrant. The Termagants are getting absolutely roasted and they completely wipe. Well, an overextension. Lost 3 units there, the line guy. I used to remember who this was. I think this is this Blood Rain? I just called him the line guy now. Salvador runs away. We've got a Ravener Brood here. Are they going to burrow strike? Aggressively, they are. Ranger squad on the field. Those red debuff circles you see are from the debuffing shuriken pistols of the Rangers. Howling Banshees showed up and then just stood there a bit. Ravener Brood didn't drop a model. Purgation nice and healthy. Eversor's a little bit low. Back to the east side, what's going on? Double tax in play. Apothecary still down. There's Psychon from the Eversor Assassin. Starting ability, giving him more damage and damage resistance, but he spends health to activate it. Can he get a model off those Marines? Not quite. A special attack is not what he needed there. Special attacks are bad against moving targets, unless they are moving into you, I guess. Here comes a Da Boys Hut with some early Gretchens from kesuga7. Don't see these guys this early very often. And that is a Chem Cloud grenade, I think, that was chucked in there. Indeed it is. Lowers the damage of infantry, and they can't regen health. Double Raveners now for the line guy. Needs to try and recover a bit. And there's the Purge Soul on the Warboss. Look at that damage, percentage-based damage over time, and the slow. So good. Very useful, of course, against the Hive Tyrant too, because you can't suppress that guy. But the carry's back to his feet, thanks to Salvador, the Hive Tyrant. Gave him a chunk of XP, the Hive Tyrant. Ravener Brood getting the Banshees out of there. These guys are going to steal the hut. It's not going to buff them like it would Orks. You can see there's no buff circles around them once they get out. And they're going to try and power bash. Giving it a go. Looking for a grenade are the Guardians. Ravenous able to just go into melee to avoid it. Ravenous will rip apart Guardians in melee. Did drop one model though. Node is down. Can they get one of these gens down as well? It's a really good passage of play so far for the blue team. Double Rangers now for Jeff. And Interceptors from Archick. With an assault squad for Night Stalker. Maybe we'll see Purification Rites and the Sanguine Chainsword perhaps, so the Apothecary can be a bit more aggressive. Or maybe he wants to wait tier 2 for the fancy axe. About being aggressive. Here's the Eversor Assassin. No war gear yet. But he can rip stuff apart in melee with some weapon upgrades. Salvador with the fancy Hive Tyrant misses things. Gretchen's chasing off the Stormtroopers. How much DPS do the Gretchens do? Not actually sure. Did someone make this portrait? Is that a custom portrait? That's a really good portrait. Rangers getting shots in with long rifles now. Looks like they're both going to have them. Gretchens flee, Howling Banshees giving chase, and they have an aspect. It's the aspect of fleetness. There's the washout, forcing a retreat. The washout suppresses targets. 500 of 489 early on. Not much VP movement in tier 1A so far. Looks like the triple Raveners, the Tyranids helping out on the eastern side. Salvador himself is running off though, the west side. Don't think they can get him. And he survived, look at that, it's a miracle. Can he get a decap over here? Farseer is going to try. Still got those Spirit Stones. No war gear for the Eversor Assassin of Archick, but we do see that Chem Cloud of course. No war gear for the Warboss or the Hive Tyrant either, or the Apothecary. Stick bombers on the way, I should say, for kesuga7. Got a war truck on the field as well. They need to respond to it with anti-vehicle weapons, which the Purgation Squad can do. Do they want to give up that incinerator though? Because it's very useful against those heroes. Eversor running around like a lunatic. This guy can get a melter bomb, but it would replace the Chem Cloud grenades. Now a Rhino coming in for both of the Eversor Assassin players. This Eversor Assassin is down. Looks like he was using... Yeah, he was using hypermetabolism to give himself some health and energy regen, but he went down. 500 to 464 on the VPs. Ravenous flee. I'm not sure why these guys retreated. They're all nice and healthy. That's a little bit weird. Back to the mid. Salvador the Hive Tyrant is down. There's those stick bombers. Getting some short-range bombs on the Stormtroopers there. They can now reinforce off this war truck. And there's some stuns, gets rid of them. Warboss casually capping. Back to the east side though, Assault Squad very low. Fighting a Farseer, who kills another one of them. Down to a single model. The heal came in a little bit late there from the Apothecary. Perhaps it was on cooldown. And now we have the Rhino fitted with a heavy bolter turret on the back. Upgraded. And there's the Storm Bolter on the front, which it comes with by default. Good anti-infantry damage from that thing. Can it help power bash? There's nothing inside of it, I don't think. Interceptors have their Justicar. No upgrades for the Stormtroopers. And the Strat Squad don't have their leader. They do have their book, though. Their fancy book. A little bit of harassment from those stick bombers. Tier 2 for Jeff. And the last player to go tier 2 was Line Guy, who lost one of his Raveners. Now only has 2 of them. And this side we have a las cannon that can threaten the war truck. War truck's busy over here though. More stun bombs. And stun bombs will stun vehicles. It's like 1.5 seconds per bomb, I think, which can add up, of course. But it's very unlikely that the full volley of bombs will hit a vehicle. Eversor got his fancy claw now, the Neuro Gauntlet, straight up DPS weapon. Doesn't even perform special attacks, so no disruption, but it can blitz through models really quickly with it. And some tank busters in for kesuga7 to try and counter these Rhinos. This one's showing rear armor, which is not a great idea. 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. Eldar are not going through the mid. They're going to help support the western VP here. Eversor looking for a target. The Slugger's still alive. The Sluggers are not alive. So you can't meet them in melee. He needs to get in there. Is that like a charge? Yep. Assault armor's in there. That wasn't just his normal melee charge. Down goes the war truck. Now he can fight the stick bombers maybe. And there's Bio Meltdown, dealing damage to all nearby units. Also drains his health. If he dies while it's active, you get even bigger death explosion. So now it's damaging his own units as he retreats there. Used it on quite low health, which was a bit weird. But I guess it worked out decently well. Farseer's level 3. Almost level 4's got some fire dragons up, and that's a full power bash. Are they going to take down this boys' hut? Or they're just going to keep stealing it? kesuga7 says GG. Red team are really up against it. Lion guy says no. Till the end, he says. Double venom broods up here. Please don't send to Indrid yet. kesuga7 will indeed fight on, goes tier 3. There's that big spirit stone seal, it's called Spiritual Rights. It also heals the Farseer for 15% of her health, which is quite fun. Not many percentage-based heals like that in the game. Gives energy as well. Assault Squad don't have their Sergeant yet. Those guys have a missile launcher, they could maybe threaten the Rhino, but they're busy capping. Capillary Tower being taken down. Hive Tyrants down there too. Venom Broods. Oh, they're running off. Rangers get jumped. Can they get a couple of models off them? They got one. Gretchen's getting stuck in there. But the Rangers are okay. Yeah, the Eldar are being nice and mobile here, threatening multiple players back to back. Hive Tyrant gets revived. The Apothecary does indeed have a customized Stormbolter. Also has improved medical equipment there. You see the full auto on the Banshees. Another heal from the Farseer. Banshee still in play. Assault Squad get a heal, which I think they really needed actually. The Strat Squad start halberding him. And there's the Eversor on retreat path with Bio Meltdown going. Apothecary goes down. Should easily get revived from here. Oh, the Eversor also has hypermetabolism on him. That's the end of it there. Makes him more vulnerable. Typically they are comboed together, Bio Meltdown and hypermetabolism. Singing Spear Farseer now. Gets a good hit on that Ravener. Ah, but that was a special attack. They might have got a kill if that wasn't a special. Still pinned back are the red team, but they're fighting on. Flash kits on the way now for kesuga7 and tier 3 for MangoCheese. Archick. Oh, Archick did lose his interceptors along the way. Warboss is down. Apothecary's down. But here comes Salvador to start reviving stuff. Gets level 4 with Crushing Claws up. Incredibly powerful melee weapon. Stern Guard dropped in for Night Stalker. Red team aren't looking too depleted, but can they get the map back? Vortark being dropped in now. The blue team didn't really achieve a tech advantage with all that pressure, did they? Even though they have contested power on the east side, did some power bashing. Hasn't really translated into tier 3 units out being threatening. In fact, flash kits are the first tier 3 unit on the field from kesuga7. With all that Daka, killing that guy pretty quick. He can reinforce off the Rhino. Vortark providing a nice passive damage resistance aura around for all those Eldars. What's she up to? She's going to fight the Hive Tyrant, is she? No, she's jumping in the back. Hive Tyrant just had invulnerability up there for a bit. More Bio Meltdown from the Eversor. Hive Tyrant comes to have a word with him though. Outing Banshees of War shouting in the mid. Eversor goes down. Blue team looking solid here. Keeping the pressure up. Both Eversors are down though now. Farseer could get some fat XP for reviving. She's already level 5. 500 to 220 on the VPs. Oh, that's the plasma overcharge from the Stormtroopers suppressing these tactical marines. And another one just hit as well. Well done chaining them together and not just spamming them out. Double tax and Stern Guard is all that Night Stalker has, and I assume he's looking for tier 3s now. Howling Banshees with some good work against the Apothecary. Can they bring him down? 1 hit point, they do bring him down. Warboss chases off some Stormtroopers. smacks that guy pretty good, but now he has to face a Farseer. A level 5 Farseer with the Singing Spear, and down he goes. Still, that boy's hut is here. Apparently now it belongs to Night Stalker. It's buffing these Orks, as you can see, those yellow buff circles. Red team breaking out a bit. Here's a Genestealer Brood from Lion Guy. Powerful melee unit that heal on hit. They can activate Adrenal Rush to heal even more. Or did they take that out? Do they no longer heal on hit? I think they do. And they get more of a heal when they use Adrenal Rush. It's just that they took the visual out, I believe. Unless they use the ability. It was deemed a bit too like visually busy if they were constantly getting those healing hexagons on hit. Red team are taking the west side back. What happened to the blue team? They just kind of fell into a rut. They got no new units on the field for so long. Here we see a Land Raider Crusader on the way though. kesuga7 able to get into double Fashkits and Nob Squad before Archick gets a single tier 3 unit up. Despite, I assume, was a big economic advantage. Oh, the Rhino went down. Tons of Daka for the Eversor. Big burst of damage. And he's persuaded to leave. Is that a Psy Cannon or a Conversion Beamer? It is a Psy Cannon. Good damage to all targets. There's the overcharge to suppress the Stern Guard. Stern Guard can switch ammo to combat everything. At the moment they're using Hellfire to shoot the Stormtroopers down. But there's the Crusader. 478 to 168. Big VP lead for the blue team. But the red team are starting to turn the corner here. Can Salvador get away? Being chased by Banshees. Genestealer's there to try and help out. And they do get the Banshees to back off. The Exarch will make it out at least. I don't know if any of the others did. Look at the Genestealers doing work, eh? A bit of XP. Fire Dragons are up. They have their fancy armor. What are they targeting here? Oh, the Venom Brood. Oh, they're tying them up in melee. There's a bunch of plasma coming in though. They can mess up those Venom Broods. Tank Buster Barrage aiming for the Crusader. Now some regular Tank Buster shots. Warboss just leveled to 2. He's got no war gear and only now hit level 2. Eversor versus Gretchen's a bit of a mismatch. Is he going in? He is going after him. You get 4 red for a Gretchen. That's quite a lot, actually. Isn't that more than Guardsman? Aren't Guardsman 3? Seems like a lot. Nob Squad is here with their Ujammers. So they can smack anything into pieces. Supported by Warboss buffs, perhaps. Might want to get his boss pulled and all that stuff, innit? But these guys have run off for now. Warboss also runs off. In fact, he may go down. Does go down. That Psy Cannon on the front doing some good work for the Crusader. Such good firepower that thing has these days. Eversor is down. Here come a bunch of Tyranids with double Venom Broods. In fact, triple Venom Broods over there. That's a lot of anti-vehicle damage. Genestealer's getting stuck in. Genestealers can get anti-vehicle rending claws, but you have to be tier 3 for that. Or anti-everything rending claws. 443 to 168. That is the new time field, isn't it? Yeah. From Armor Vasurian. Red team have pushed all the way up the eastern edge. It's pretty useful. There's an orbital coming in from Night Stalker. Might force the Crusader forwards. And there's a bunch of Venom Broods and there's Tank Busters. I don't think this thing is going to survive. And the orbital behind it. Down it goes. Eldar can't quite show up in time to support. The Ortok still alive? Yeah, she is. She could have, if they came a little bit earlier, she maybe could have jumped on all those Venom Broods. Not sure it would have been enough, but it might have helped. Fire Prism coming in now for Jeff. Oh, it's another Crusader. Sitting on the natural VP for now. For Archick. Eversor still down. Everyone else is up. Level 7 Hive Tyrant now. With Warp Field. And Invulnerability. So you can use Invulnerability first, and when it wears off, put your Warp Field up. I guess you could do it the other way around as well, but need to be careful that you still have the energy to use Invulnerability with your shield up. zone thrope around somewhere as well. There we go. Providing some health regen for these guys. And there's the tier 3 for line guy. So everyone's tier 3. Grey Knight Terminator is coming in for MangoCheese. 432 to 142. Greatest turnaround, says line guy. I mean, we'll see about that. They've done well so far, really well so far. And they keep that Western VP. Looks like it's kicking off. Hive Tyrant's getting stuck in there. Sees the Eversor off. There's the time field. That's a great way to help protect the Land Raider. Just shut down all those Venom Broods. Looks like she's backing off a bit now, the Farseer. Crusaders survived at the moment. Fire Prism Singular can maybe knock down the Venom Broods as well, but can't just float there. Look how quickly it went down to the triple Venom Broods. Was not live to that there. 405 to 142. We have a Dreadnought on the way for Archick. Terminator's almost out. Land Raider Redeemer for Night Stalker. Maybe sit it on this west side here. That's a Toronto formation. Or Toronto form. Gets them off the VP, I guess. A little bit of friendly knockbacks. Venom Broods are getting sliced up by the Eldar. Look at the Farseer doing work with her fancy spear. Level 7. She's been super effective so far. Hive Tyrant is down. Eversor is down. But one of them still up. Level 4. MangoCheese with his fancy claw. Tank Buster Barrage. Big chunk of damage to the Land Raider there. Where is the Redeemer? Oh, it's not out yet. G-Stealers get caught in the Chem Cloud grenades and leave, and that was Terminators coming in to fight them as well. Have their Incinerator, going to get their fancy book, so they can use Incinerate. Any war gear yet for the Warboss? No war gear, and he still hasn't got more XP. Only just into level 2. How is that happening? Making wagons, says kesuga7. How has he not damaged anything else that's died in all this time? It's very strange. I mean, Banshees must be dying and stuff. Battle Wagon is indeed coming through. Land Raiders heading to the west side. Have a nuke for the next big push, says Jeff. That being an Eldritch Storm, which is really bad news for the Land Raider. Blue team have the west side back. 3-2-3, 1-4-2. There's the 2-1 cap. It might all boil down to those VP decaps. Try and keep an eye on them. Banshee's grabbing that central power point. There's that Land Raider. There's a whole mob of infantry it can support. These guys can now retreat back to the Land Raider and reinforce, which is huge in a 3v3. Can't do that with the Crusader. Crusader has arguably better armaments though, especially longer range armaments. That's an Orbital and an Eldritch. That's bad use of the Eldritch, I think. He rushed into that. A decent Orbital though. He may regret that once he sees the Land Raider. So Eldritches are amazing against Land Raiders. Plasma Cannon Dreadnought is here. Salvador runs away. Oh, we retreated back to the Land Raider, I think, and they got shot to death. Battle Wagon's now shown up. And that's a big zap gun shot. Boom. Big hit. I think that does plasma cannon damage. What are the Terminators up to? They need to go after the infantry. There we go. Those power melee halberds will chop through the Venom Broods. 3-2-3 to 94. Red team getting a bit low on the VPs, and I see their natural maybe getting decapped as well. Something's trying to at least. There's that time field. Can they drop anything on this Land Raider? Looks like it's all been dropped already, eh? Venom Brood are trying to decap it. What is this then? Some brave Guardians about to get shot to death by Stern Guard and Tax. Oh, they're not using Hellfire though. Apothecary gets straight on the VP again. Back to the west side. It's a single for the blue team now. Avatar of Cain coming in for Jeff. Kesuga asks for resurrections. Apothecary is busy capping though. There he goes. Tax can take over with their fast cap, and he's going to sprint over there with Armor of Apothecarian. 3-2-3, 54. Are they both in similar spots? Yet. Can get a bunch of XP here, the Apothecary, which will pump up his heal. He's got to get level 5 off both of them. Gets level 5 off just reviving the Hive Tyrant, actually. Big Spirit Stones heal. Ortok's got her fancy spear, although not as fancy as the one the Howling Banshees have, or can have. That's a conversion beamer. Did they get a shot on the... I don't know. They got a shot on the battle wagon. All red heroes are back up. Warboss got a bit more XP. Grey Knight Dreadnought's got a chunk of XP as well. Avatar soon. More Grey Knight Terminators. 293 to 54. How did the Grey Knight Terminators die? I feel like I was just watching them down here. Completely missed how they died. Another time field. I bet it was on the screen. I just wasn't looking. Dreadnought is marching forward for some reason. Into Venombrood range. There's some repairs now. Venombrood push forward. And there's the Avatar taking swings at Salvador the Hive Tyrant. Dreadnought pushing forward again. Gets a decent shot on those flash kits. Venombrood have backed off. Nob squad with user choppers and Ardboys, double global buffs from the Warboss, trying to get after that Land Raider. Popping their frenzy as well. Oh, but the plasma kind of knocks them all down. Warboss is back there. What's he up to? Still doesn't have any war gear, poor fella. I guess the lack of war gear is how kesuga7 was able to get those double flash kits and that Nob squad on the field so quickly, but the Nob squad go down, taken out by the Grey Knight Terminators on this plasma stuff over here as well. Warboss also goes down. It's a bad engagement for kesuga7. Back towards the mid. Avatar almost went down itself. Orbital bombardment. Not sure whose that is. I'm not sure whose that is. Even what team it was. Because these guys just kind of ran into it. He might have been trying to hit those blue fellas. 220 to 54. Crusader is still going. Battle wagon trundles forward, also quite low actually. Conversion beamer can get a shot maybe. I think it's too... Oh, it does get a hit. A big rear armor hit. I think it was too far away. It's got a side cannon and 2 conversion beamers. Frantic stuff ends up on a 2-to-1 cap for the red team. With this awesome Land Raider support here. Look at them all retreating back to it. That Eldritch was really wasted, I think. Time field there, well placed. To annoy all these guys. Terminators are kind of isolated now. Need to be careful. Being chased by Salvador and he's hungry. Almost level 8. Needs to back off now though. Let's run back to the Land Raider. Warboss is maybe a bit too far forward to easily revive here. Apothecary could heal him from range and it would revive him. We just wouldn't get the XP for it. Oh, there we go. They've cleared a path, I think. Apothecary? No, he's not interested. He's not interested. Lots of repairs for the Land Raider. 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. They have both the naturals because of these strike squad over here. I'm going to go break the drop pod. Kind of quite a lot of heresy over there. Battle wagon are going to come and say hello. So are some flash kits. These are not blasters though. They may transition into blasters. Would help against those Terminators. We've got a Seer Council up now. Howling Banshees, Avatar and Seer Council. They do not have the Autarch for the full melee Eldar blob of death, but still pretty nasty, especially with that Farseer support. Level 9 this Farseer. She's gone off to fight some Orks. Massive fight on the west side, down to 31 VPs, the red team. Everything again going back to the Land Raider Redeemer. Crusader's been repaired up as well. And there's a Wailing Doom, and that is a big nasty one into the retreat. Retreated a bit late. Stone Guard may wipe actually. Avatar's taking huge amounts of damage though standing there. His animations are so long for his abilities that he takes huge amounts of damage doing them. Oh, the Farseer went down. Those Guardians also go down. Tank Buster Barrage against the Crusader. All those Venom Broods bringing their Venom Cannons to bear as well. And here comes Salvador. He's got his Crushing Claws. He's going for the VP though. Goes for the VP, not for a fight. Down to 20 VPs, the red team. Can they get on blue team's natural maybe? There's Angels of Death from Night Stalker to try and brute force this cap. The Hive Tyrant should leave it for those guys to cap because they're faster. Oh, nobody's capping now. They want to finish off the Land Raider, I think. What are these tacks doing? The Land Raider was taken out. The Grey Knight Terminator is taken out. It's now a Librarian capping. Okay. Another Crusader on the way. The Redeemer has survived. Needs huge amounts of repairs. Battle Wagon has survived. Down to 16 VPs. Is that Paroxysm? What is that? It must be. I don't see the Neurothrope. Oh, there he is. What is this? That's a strike squad. And some Rangers trying to decap here. They got it. 1-to-1. Battle Wagon is full of units, but they're not going to get out and decap, are they? I feel like they should have got out and decapped there. Eversor, what's he up to? He seemed to be bugged for a second. He's gone down and exploded. Grey Knight Terminator's on the way for Archick. kesuga7 has... Oh, Lariman's Blessing gets all the red team heroes back to their feet. Looks like the Apothecary and the Warboss were down. But the Apothecary's Lariman's Blessing gets them back. 184 to 16. Avatar back out on the field taking huge amounts of damage, and that's a Paroxysm as well. Doing massive damage, yeah, doing percentage-based damage to that Avatar. Ravener's trying to decap. Neurothrope is being chased. He doesn't have a shield like the Zonethrope does. He used to have a shield. In the very, very early days of the Neurothrope, he had a shield. Goes down there. Farseer slayed him. She must be level 10. She's not quite level 10. Okay. Double cap now for the red team. Librarian again finds himself on a cap. Here's that other Crusader. Jeff is down to just 2 units. Says GG. Triple cap for red team. And I think they've done enough. Look how red the map is now. I think they've done it. Level 9 Salvador the Hive Tyrant. Almost at 2,000 hit points. Almost. And that health regen is pretty good too. Another Neurothrope on the way. May not be needed. Now it's a double cap. Librarian fighting some strike squad off. Level 4 strike squad, and he messed them up with his staff. I guess they were busy capping rather than fighting. Librarian's getting torn apart though by that Neuro Gauntlet. They go down. 2 hit points, 1 pistol took him out. And Hypermetabolism is up on the Eversor as well. Never got an accessory, this one. You know the other fella has the Chem Cloud grenades. There's an Orbital. That's a good beam. That one gets a single Ravener. Tyrant formation, double cap still for the red team. I think they're high enough level to survive a beam. If they got knocked into another one though. Oh, these guys are Death Spitters, level 4 and 3. One of the other ones still has ranged Synapse though. Battle Wagon's done well, eh? 50 to 16. 2-to-1 cap for red. Jeff has given up purchasing units, I think. Although the Seer Council were fighting. What is this? They're looking real hard at that node. Crusader shows up, arse first. What is this Neurothrope up to? He can't do much to vehicles, that guy. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, trying to cataclysm these fellas. There we go. Farseer just taking her anger out on some capillary towers. How did the Neurothrope get knocked down there? That was weird. There's a bit of Paroxysm. Wouldn't damage the Land Raider though. Still the 2-to-1. There is some action over here. Not giving up those Grey Knight fellas, but the Terminators I think are done for. Torn apart by Death Spitters and those flash kicks with blasters. And the Eversor explodes. He gave it one last go, though. These fellas are still here. And they'll probably wipe. Just desperation moves from Archick. Now it's the double cap, and the red team take it. A comeback indeed. The blue team really stalled at the end of tier 2. Didn't get their tech going. They lost some land raiders here and there. Level 4 Eversor Assassin. Jeff is a level 10 Farseer. Mango got level 6. Also had Assault at the end. Warboss, oh, we did get stuff. Power Claw, Heavy Armor, and Angry Bits level 3. Level 10 Hive Tyrant with those Crushing Claws. How much damage is he doing with these? Like 140 DPS at level 10? I think, something like that. Warp Field, Bonded Exoskeleton, and a level 7 Apothecary. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. It was quite frantic. And I'll see ya next time.